Hey guys, Toby Morrison here, and welcome to today's video on the 4 key areas of recovery. Now, before I get into this, I'm going to teach you really the 4 key foundational areas that you need to be focusing on, or focus specifically on. There might be one out of the 4 that you need to focus on to really help either kickstart your recovery or to make further progress with it and improve the quality of your life. And I'm going to say this, I've never met anybody improve the quality of their life without actually focusing on these 4 areas. And they may sound super basic, but I'm going to break them down for you to make it a little bit easier to identify what it is that you need to be focusing on for you, because everyone's different. You might be going through similar things to someone else, but at the same time, you might need to focus on 1 or 2 of the 4 things right now, and that will change over time. And so it's important to identify where this is at for you. The other thing I'll say is that you know, this stuff works. Like, if you apply it, it works. So we're going to get straight into the training right now. I'm going to show you exactly what the 4 key pillars are, and then I'll help you break it down for you to make it easier to understand what you need to do. Okay, so here we have the 4 key areas right here. So number 1 is sleep. Now, if you don't have chronic fatigue syndrome or fibromyalgia, you would think that having that would mean that you would sleep all the time, but that's not necessarily true. You might be having interrupted sleep, you might be having lots of broken sleep, you might not be sleeping at all, you might be struggling with insomnia. Now, if you don't get your sleep right, it just affects everything. It affects your mood, it affects your mindset, it affects your gut, it affects your energy levels, it affects your brain chemistry, it just affects everything. So number 1 priority initially is getting your sleep right. Now, you'll learn that all 4 core areas really help each other. You know, they're supplementary, because it's you can kind of just focus on sleep, but if you don't focus on the other ones, then which will help with sleep, then it's not really going to work for you. Okay, so the second thing that we need to focus on is nutrition. And you're kidding yourself if you want to make improvements and you're eating crap all the time. And if you're complaining and you're going, oh, I don't feel that well and I'm not making any progress, but you're eating crap all the time, or you're not eating enough, or you're not eating enough of the right foods, then you're basically kidding yourself. And you need to really make nutrition a priority. You know, but if you're eating sugar, if you're eating crap, if you're eating toast for breakfast and canned spaghetti for lunch, it's not really going to do much for you. So we want to make sure that you know, nutrition, it's high quality food and a good intake of it. You know, consistently feeding your body the right fuel, so it gives you energy. And you'll notice the days that you don't do that versus the days that you do, and you should notice a difference with that pretty well soon. With nutrition, that also means hydration, so making sure that you are drinking enough water too. Now, I will say this, there's a secondary component with nutrition, and that is stress eating or diet stressing, which basically means you're so stressed about the food that you're eating, even if it's healthy, that it's actually not doing you any good. So you want to have a balanced approach with this. You don't want to go all in and be like freaking out about everything that you're putting into your mouth. You also want to have a relaxed approach that is feeding your body with the right stuff. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Some of this stuff's really common sense, but without the awareness of it, we won't really see it. Okay. So feeding our bodies, fueling ourselves. Now, in conjunction with that, that will help with your sleep if you're doing it correctly for you. Okay. It'll help with your circadian rhythm as well and get you into a good routine and structure. Number 3. Now, this is really important from the beginning, and that is mindset. Now, really, mindset could be number 1 too, because if your mindset isn't right, if you're frustrated, if you're angry, if you're pissed off, if you're stuck in just a downward spiral and a self-pity party, focusing and making yourself a priority to get your sleep right and your nutrition right isn't going to happen. And it's just the truth. Now, you know me well enough. Hopefully, if you're new to this channel, then you know that my belief around mindset isn't that it's just mind over matter and that you need to push through it. We don't preach that at all, and you'll find that in our last number 4 quadrant, which is movement. But it's not about mind over matter, but it is about getting your mindset right. We spend a large proportion inside our online recovery program just with mindset, because ultimately, if our mindset isn't right, we're not going to make ourselves a priority. We're not going to look after ourselves. Sometimes it's about having the mindset of slowing yourself down, because that can be hard. Because most people that we work with high achievers, we work with decision makers, we work with people who you normally push beyond their means because they want to get the most out of themselves. And so a big part of the mindset is actually realizing that it's okay to rest, that it's okay to slow down, that it's okay to go and slow. So it's not just about getting your mindset right to think positively. No, it's not about that at all. It's really about getting true with yourself and identifying what it is that's holding you back, whether that's fear, because fear holds a lot of people back. But if you can overcome your fear with the right tools and techniques, then fear doesn't become a problem. You sleep better, you eat better, you move better, you have more energy, and you have a direction and a focus. But let's just say here for a second, we'll just go to this page here. With your mindset, you basically have 2 choices. So choice number 1 is down this way. And this is pity, victim, and basically self-sabotage. Now, we've all been there because you're a human being, and I'm sure you can identify with this. But if you're constantly choosing this path, and I'm not saying that you're consciously choosing it, but if you keep going down this path of self-pity, of victimhood, why me, this is unfair, this always happens to me, I can't do it, I can't this and I can't that, and you self-sabotage yourself because you're asking the wrong questions, you're not getting the right help, and you're not moving forward in the right direction, it's a vicious cycle. Excuse me, my dog is being very annoying. And this is a vicious cycle to go through, because if you're constantly going down that path of looking into the past, wishing that it was better, wishing that it was different, wanting it to be something that it isn't, then you're just gonna struggle. There's no forwards motion with that. One of the biggest breakthroughs that we see with a lot of our members who join our program is the mindset breakthrough, when they come to us and they all of a sudden realize that they have the power, that they can actually improve their own health, that they can influence how they feel, and they start to make progress. They all of a sudden go from this aspect to this aspect, which is forwards focused, futurized thinking. So they start to think about the future in a positive tense, and they start to look forward rather than backwards. And ultimately, the byproduct of that is they feel better. Because when they're in this mindset, they start to do the correct things for themselves. And that might mean doing less. Doesn't necessarily mean doing more all the time. It could mean, that they're actually looking after themselves better, that they're taking more rest breaks, that they're switching their brain off, that they're meditating more. Or it could mean progressing, going to that next level. We talk a lot about baseline, and we help people start there, and then they slowly improve, then they slowly improve, then they slowly improve, and all of a sudden, you've got progression. Okay? And so that's really important to realize, that mindset is really a very important aspect, because if you don't touch it and cover it, you're not going to improve. It's just as simple as that. It doesn't mean that what you're going through is in your head. It's the opposite. That's total bullshit. And hopefully you realize that I'm with you on that one, that we need to look after our bodies. We're not here to pretend that you're not feeling good. We're here to actually be real with ourselves and go, what can we do to help ourselves? What can we do? I put up a post on our Facebook page this morning, which was, you've just got to start. Just start. You've got to start somewhere. Just start. And that is really starts with mindset. Because if you don't have that mindset to go, all right, you know what, I'm just going to get out of my head and I'm just going to do what I need to do today. Whether that's enjoy myself more, whether that's just to stop trying so hard, whether that's to, make, my health and my life a priority again. It all starts with mindset there. So we've got that in there. Number 4. This is another really important one that a lot of people don't look at properly, and that is movement. Okay? Movement is number 4. Now, there's 2 aspects to movement. We have working in and working out. Working in is restorative. It's recharging. It's basically putting your body and mind into a phone charger and recharging your body. We can call it like a human phone charger, basically. And that is where restorative breathing, restorative movement, calming down your nervous system is an aspect of working in. Yep. And then the other aspect of movement is working out, which is progressive, which is, muscular improvement, which is reconditioning your body, getting strength and stamina back into your system again. And so everyone, you're all watching this at different levels. You might be a 1 out of 10, you might be a 5 out of 10, you might be a 7 out of 10, yeah? And it will change. So you need to adapt whatever you're doing to what is relevant for you right now, and it's important to realize that it's not about doing too much, but it's also not about doing too little. And you've got to find the sweet spot for you. But it's amazing when you do, you'll start to hit strides, you'll start to be more consistent. It will help with your sleep, it will help with your gut, it will help with your mindset. And you can see that you have a holistic approach now. And if one's missing from this 4 right here, basically there's a chunk. Yeah, so let's just imagine, just quickly, let's just say you've got 3 there, but one's missing. And when that wheel spins, there's a chunk and a clunk in it. And I'm sure you have noticed this in your own recovery. When you fall off track, one goes missing. Your sleep gets out of whack, your mindset gets out of whack, your movement gets out of whack, and you lose all consistency, and then you kind of have a bit of a setback or fall backwards, and you stop making progress. So what we need to do is fill that gap, find that imbalance, balance it up again, and start to get the wheels turning again. So really that is the key right there. I know I've spoken quite a lot, but what I want you to do, and the question I'm going to ask you is, where do you need to focus your attention on? And it might be all 4. Okay? It might be just one. But I'm sure that by just doing this video for you, you can identify right now where it is. Where are you stuck? Is it mindset? Are you constantly self-sabotaging? Are you beating yourself up? Are you getting in your own way? Do you need to let fear go and overcome your fear to step forwards? We had one of our members recently, she's just improved really rapidly in the last kind of month because she's finally not letting fear dictate her life. And prior to that, she was letting fear dictate her life and her recovery, and she's calmed down her nervous system, she's choosing action, and she's choosing the right steps for her to make improvements. And this is a mum of 2, guys. This is not just someone who just has to look after themselves. So, that's amazing positive change that's just possible right there because she looked at it on a holistic view. Okay. And funnily enough, when she got her mindset right, she was sleeping better, she felt calmer, more relaxed, and she was moving forwards. So guys, I want you to have a relaxed approach to this. This isn't about, stressing and going, shit, I need to do my sleep, I need to eat better, I need to get my mindset perfect. No, forget about perfect. You know, just like this progression here, there's little ups and little downs. It's not a linear process, but it's definitely an upward trajectory progress and process if you do it correctly. We see it time and time again. It's not a mistake. This stuff is not a mistake. People don't just randomly improve and get better. It's just not, it just doesn't happen like that. It doesn't work like that. People work on what is appropriate and important to them. And if they do it right and do it in the correct order, they start to notice progress. And if you're not making progress right now, stop beating yourself up about it. But identify what it is you need to let go of. Is it, you know, or add on to, you know, it's really, really important. So I hope this video helps. I hope it clears it up for you and gives you some purpose to focus on what it is you need to move forward with. This is just a very basic overview. You know, what are we, 16 minutes into it? And in our online recovery program, there's 25 hours worth of coaching videos alone. That's before we added in any of our actual group coaching sessions and personalized coaching sessions on top of that. So, you know, I'm trying to give you the most information, the most important practical information that you can apply for yourself. Just with this, but just know it goes deeper than this. You know, it goes deeper into this. You know, like we can cover so much, depending on what you need. You know, and that's really, really important. So my suggestion for you is pick what you need to work on, focus on it for a couple of weeks at least, and see if you make progress. And if you don't, then reassess and go, all right, what can I change? What do I need to improve on? And what can I apply in my life? Now, if you want further application with this, if you want a personalized plan, if you want a plan, if you want help and accountability actually doing this, because the problem is, most of us know this stuff, but it's so hard to embed on our own. And sometimes we need outside help, sometimes we need accountability, sometimes we just need a different perspective or fresh eyes to help us see what we need to apply, and then change can happen. If that's you, if you need help, if you want a plan, if you want to make the process easier for you and more simple, and you want to follow it along, you can reach out to us. Just send the message here, the word case study, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can email info@cfshealth.com and write the word case study, and we'll send you some information on how we can help you. This isn't for everyone. This is for people who are really committed, who are decision makers, who are type A personalities, who beat themselves up way too much and almost try too hard. But this is for really people who are overachievers, who are not complainers, who are looking for proactive help, and are willing and ready to make the appropriate changes and have the self-responsibility to do that. We're here to help you every step of the way. We see it every single week inside our program and inside our community of people just like you making real changes, and it is phenomenal. But you need to get yourself in a good environment with the right help and the right knowledge and the right accountability to keep making progress. So I hope that helps. If you, like I said, if you want more help, all you need to do is, if you're on Facebook, message us the word case study. If you are on YouTube, you need to email info@cfshealth.com. There'll be a link down there. Click on the link, send an email saying case study. We'll send you more information about the program and how we can help you, and we'll go from there. Hope this video helps. If you're in the comments, type and let us know, what do you need to focus on yourself out of all these 4 right now, and maybe get a bit more specific about that. What could you do to help yourself make that next step? Hope that helps, guys, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.